YouTube, what up? Welcome back to a new video. If this is your first time here on the channel, thanks so much for stopping by. Definitely check out some of my other videos. And if you like what you see, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. We only have a couple more weeks left in 2025. And when it comes to video game releases, I don't necessarily think this was like an amazing year for video games. I don't think it was the best year ever. But there's no denying that there were some bangers that were released. Looking back on 2025, it's pretty easy to say that I'm not going to beat as many games as I did last year, and I'm cool with it. I knew this was going to be the case because I have actually played less games, but I've played more longer games, if that makes any sense. And because of that, to be honest with you, I haven't gotten around to the games that, some games that were released this year that I really wanted to play. Today, I wanted to talk about 5 games that deserved more of my time, and maybe yours too, in 2025. Let's get into it. First up here is a game that I picked up when it was released back in October. Funny thing is, I just did a recent pickups video. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. But for some reason, I didn't include the clip about this particular game. Yes, I did pick up The Outer Worlds 2, and sadly, I haven't spent enough time with it. You know, the weekend that it came out, I booted it up, I installed it, played it, on stream, and had such a great time with it. I think I played it on stream twice. And then I realized this isn't the game that I should be playing on stream. Not to say that the chat wasn't into it or anything like that. It's just I felt like I wasn't paying enough attention to the game. You guys know this is an Obsidian RPG. To me, it has the same flavors of, let's say, a Fallout game and Mass Effect, right? It's a sci-fi RPG, almost like a space opera, if you will. And it's all about the choices that you make and, building relationships with other people. It's a good time. Super vast, open world. Liked where the story was going. But yeah, I quickly realized I can't stream this game because I really want to settle in and live and breathe in this world. You know what I mean? It's just that type of game. One thing that I really enjoyed about The Outer Worlds 2 is the fact that they kind of changed it up with the combat, right? There's a couple of things that I really enjoy from what I've played. The combat has that Fallout vibe to it. So there's almost like a VAT system where you can slow down time and kind of focus in on something and shoot that way, which I'm such a big fan of. I love that mechanic in this game. There's a flaw system, right? So the flaw system, it's kind of like a perk, but then you have a negative, like a flaw as well, right? So for example, if I'm not mistaken, one was consumerism. One of the flaws was consumerism. And that would be when you go to buy something, from a vendor, things might be cheaper, but when you're trying to resell, it's not going to be in your favor. And I love that. It makes you really sit down and think, which flaw should I go with? What should I do? And kind of shape your own character. I really need to get back into this. At this point, it's been about a month and a half since I last played it, and I'm almost thinking I should restart the game. I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't keep going with this one. This has nothing to do with quality with this game. Actually, with all the games here, nothing to do with quality. It was just the time and the focus that needs to be put into this game was the reason why, I kind of fell off of it. This next game is for the Nintendo Switch. Matter of fact, it was one of my most anticipated games of this year. Okay. And this is so embarrassing and crazy, and I feel so bad because this game deserves all of my attention. It's Xenoblade Chronicles X, the definitive edition. I remember back when Xenoblade Chronicles X was released on the Wii U, and I was looking forward to it, and I literally maybe played an hour of the game just because it didn't feel as narrative. It wasn't a narrative adventure and journey like the other games were. You know what I'm saying? Or at that time, the first game was, right? I just couldn't get down with it. And I never looked back, which is crazy. And then they say that they're going to remaster this game. And I was like, now is the perfect time. I was ready. I was excited. Wanted to get back in there and give it a fair shake. And lo and behold, this game is still sealed. It's still sealed. Now, you want to talk about, you know, a quality game. This is a quality. Again, this has nothing to do with the lack of quality, why I haven't gotten into it. But a quality game that deserves my time because, gosh, I mean, a lot of time. This is a massive world, all right? Takes place in this massive world. It's a time commitment. It's a time commitment thing. And that's not to say I don't beat long games. It's just to say you gotta, or at least I gotta be in the mood to do it. You know, I gotta be in the mood to play it. And when the time came, I believe it was like towards the end of the summer when I had initially said that I want to get around to it. That's when I started. This year has been a thing, y'all. It honestly has. Mentally, I was going through it. I was having some rough patches, and I just could not see myself playing this game. Thankfully, you know, I'm feeling more like myself, and, you know, I'm ready to tackle this one here. I'm ready to get into everything that this definitive edition offers. Apparently, better performance, you know, it's a better looking game than what it looked like on the Wii U. Has some quality of life improvements in there as well. And I'm not gonna front. I do feel a little overwhelmed with it. Not the part that it's such a massive world, but the fact that the systems, it's so like system heavy, I feel a little overwhelmed. But I know it's not something that I can't handle. Again, I love this series, honestly do. I've heard nothing but good things about this game, this definitive edition, and also the original edition, right? So yeah, I'm looking forward to, you know, playing this one. Unfortunately, 2025 wasn't the year that I did it. I feel like I was just talking to you guys about this game here, Ghost of Yote for the PlayStation 5. I talked about it when, you know, I showed it off in my recent pickups video. Like I said in that video, picked this up and let my son play it because he had played through, or he was working his way through Ghost of Tsushima, and he wanted to tackle this, you know, right after. And here we are, you know, almost mid-December, and he has completed the game. It's back up here now, and I am excited to play through this one. This might be one of the games that, you know, I beat early into 2026, to be honest with you. It's a great looking game, looks awesome, and if I like it as much as I like Ghost of Tsushima, I'll probably end up getting the platinum in this one as well. But damn, I gotta tell you guys, I'm just disappointed with myself again. I mean, not really disappointed, but low-key disappointed because this was, you know, a big PlayStation 5 release that I really wanted to get around to. And here I am in this video talking about how, you know, it deserved more of my time, but sadly, it didn't get any of it. Hold on, guys, because I had 2 more games to get through. All right, we're going to talk about this Nintendo Switch 2 game first. It's Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. This came out, I streamed it, and had a good time with it, but I just haven't gone back to it. To be fair, things have really been ramping up these last couple of months of the year. And I low-key forgot all about this game. Now, we know this isn't a traditional Zelda game by any means. It's a Musu or Muso, however you want to say it. It's basically a mashup of the series and Dynasty Warriors, right? So you're going around hacking and slashing things. And when I say hacking and slashing, I don't want to be disrespectful and make it seem like it's mindless button pressing, because there are some, you know, you got combos in there. There's some strategy that isn't involved in this game. But you just have hordes and hordes of enemies. You have 4 characters. It takes place during, and you can switch in between your characters, at least from, the 2 hours or so that I played of the game. But it takes place, before The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. I wasn't too hot on the original Hyrule Warriors, but then when Age of Calamity came out, like I had so much fun with that game. It was a lot more than just hacking and slashing. You know what I mean? The story was touching. I thought it had a great story. And I know a lot of people didn't like Age of Calamity all that much, but I personally enjoyed it. I thought it looked great. It didn't run the best on the Switch, but it did what it needed to do. I feel bad. I would say that about every game here. I felt bad that I was so hyped about it and I just haven't, managed to squeeze in enough time with it. Last game that I want to talk about that deserved more of my time in 2025 is, a game that I am currently playing. And when I say I'm currently playing, I mean literally. It is paused on my television. I paused it so I can come and record this video. But that is for the PlayStation 5, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Now, I did do a video game a couple of weeks back talking about how indie games have evolved, and I mostly talked about Clair Obscur Expedition 33 and how people were a little, salty about the fact that it was, nominated in the indie game category at the Game Awards. And at the time of me recording this video, the Game Awards are done and over with. And boy, oh boy, did Expedition 33 like mop up. All right. I think they won every damn award that they were nominated for. I'm going to say straight up that I feel like they deserved everything that they won. I am about almost 10-ish hours into the game. And I can honestly say, guys, it's fantastic. Visually, it's stunning. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful looking game. The soundtrack, the score is phenomenal. The music in this game, like, I feel like I need a vinyl of Expedition 33. This soundtrack, it's bananas. Love the music so much. And I think it plays in, so well with what's going on in the game. The set pieces are great. But for me, along with all of those things, it's the combat. All right. But I think this game came out in April and I played it a bit on Game Pass, but didn't really dive deep. Got the physical copy and was like, all right, I'm going to give it a go. And because I wanted to support. And for me, the thing that makes me love this game so much is absolutely the combat. The combat is the type of RPG combat that I like. If I'm gonna have a turn-based RPG, give me some action. Throw in some QTEs, you know what I'm saying? Make me jump and dodge and do all the things to make it more interactive. And I love that about the combat. I'm finding myself running around trying to get into battles with everything that I possibly can. It's a fantastic game so far. I want to know where this story is going to take me. And I'm like already getting a feeling that I'm going to need to have a box of tissues sitting next to me when I'm playing, because I already know it's going to give me all the feels. I already know I'm going to start crying and I'm going to get all emotional. I just know for a fact it's going to do all of those things to me. I'm taking my time with this one, not rushing through it at all, but I will say, like, I know for a fact that I could have easily gone through this game back in April. You know what I mean? I could have already completed this game, but it didn't work out that way. And this game deserves more. Because it's so amazing. If you haven't played it, definitely play it. And again, I'm not even close to being done with it, but it's just touching me in a different way. Really dig this one. So yeah, guys, those are 5 games that deserved more of my time this year. I'm going to be honest. Like, I low-key feel bad, that I didn't get to spend enough time with the games that I just talked about, or even play. Some of the games are still sealed up, but even play the games that, I was really excited to getting around to playing this year. Guys, let me know what games deserved more of your time this year. What games did you not get a chance to really dig into? As always, I want to thank all of you for watching this video, and I'm going to check you next time, guys. Peace.